So what type of leader are you? Are you the guy or gal that sits behind the desk and just waits for something to happen so you can grab that big proverbial club you have in the corner and beat somebody over the head with it? Or are you the person that actually tries to help the situation and has that servant type of mentality? A lot of us get a kind of an ego trip or a chip on our shoulder when we get into a management type position. We think, this authority and, you better do as I say or listen to me and all these different types of things. And ultimately, that's not what leadership is about. That's not what being a manager is about. That's not what being a director is about. That's not what being an owner is about. You are there to make sure that all these people that are busting their butt all day long so that we can be in the positions we're in have everything that they absolutely need in order to get the job done. That is my sole purpose in my company, is to make sure that everybody who's doing this incredible job has absolutely everything they need in order to do that job properly. And when they fail, I don't come in with an axe and chop their knees out. I come in with a hand on their back and how do I help you fix your problem so that it doesn't happen again? You have to have a servant type of mentality. And you have to make sure that your people come first. That is the bottom line. It's not about you anymore. It's like having kids, literally. Once you have kids, it's about them. It's about nurturing them, growing them, making sure they get to the right schools, good neighborhoods, good school districts, all those type of things. Our staff and our employees are no different. They're literally like, I don't mean to call them children by any means, but for lack of a better example, they are. There are people that we're trying to grow. There are people that we're trying to help invest in to make sure that they're doing the best job they can. And ultimately, why wouldn't we? We're paying them all this money to do it. It's crazy to come in, chop out their knees, take their control away from them, and not give them the opportunity to actually do that. So servant leadership is so powerful. Sometimes we have to shift our brain. It's not us there to make knee-jerk reaction and decisions and do all those type of things. We're there to make sure they have everything they need and answer questions and just be a support network. So we do that. This is a lean term. We're big lean gurus, and I know there's a lot of lean other talks and things like that, so I don't get into it in great detail. But if anybody does have any lean things, we are lean maniacs, that's for sure. But showing your back comes from Toyota, and it's what all of the Toyota leaders do. They call it going to Gemba or getting to the shop floor. And when a person comes into your office and says, hey, I screwed this up or I did this, don't sit in your office and come up with a decision or go through with them. Go to where it actually occurred. Show your back. Go to the shop floor. Go to that person's desk. Run through that process. Seek to understand first, then to be understood, right? And you can't do that when you're sitting in your chair at your desk. 100% cannot do it. You have to go to the source of your problem and make sure that you're there working with your person doing that. And that might mean in the pallet section of your factory, wherever the case may be. You've got to go to the source of the problem and you've got to show your back. And then staying in our lane. So staying in our lane is one of the things I talk about, because when you start to create a really creative culture and you give people autonomy and all these type of things, they start to bounce around quite a bit. It can get a little hectic at times. So one of the big things that we focus on is, this is your portion of the process. This is what I'm here for. This is what you're here for. This is what you're here for. As the director of operations, I'm not here to run the accounting department. I'm not here to take over my production supervisor's job. I'm not here to harass my foreman and do his job for him. I stay in my lane, and I make sure that they stay in their lanes. You're here for a position. This is what you're here to do. Continuously improve on this position, and let's all work together and all do our part of the function in order for us to be this big, happy wheel that we have going.